Arsenal have fumbled the Champions League final. This was as expected, but the fact they fumbled in a penalty shootout, whoa, absolute chef's kiss. Havertz scored in the final. I'm a Chelsea fan, so you just thought the script was being rewritten where Havertz gets the 1-0 win. It was worrying. It was actually worrying. It was a good finish as well. Near post. The keeper couldn't save it. I mean, he looks a bit like Howard the Dragon, doesn't he? So maybe you wouldn't have expected him to save it, but he gave away a penalty. It's Mosquera who gives it away in the second half, and you just kind of thought it could have went either way. It was fairly even. I would say Arsenal gave a lot of respect to PSG. They definitely could have attacked a little more. I think Saka had like 4 dribbles attempted, none of them successful. Couple of back passes and no shots on target. Yikes. But yeah, Mosquera gives away the penalty. Dembele converts it as expected. Yeah, it's fairly close. Arsenal done well in the first half to sort of nullify PSG's attack, but yeah, goes into extra time, and at this point you're thinking it's probably going to be a penalty shootout. Both teams cramping, changes have been made, but there's nothing really going on, and Arsenal weren't getting many corners as they're expecting. Noni Madueke's run and Nuno Mendes. In my eyes, it wasn't a penalty. Noni done really well to obviously get his body and his leg ahead of Nuno Mendes, but he had his arm around and both kind of fell, and it was 50-50, like full challenge, penalty, and it goes to penalty shootout. This is on paper what Arsenal wanted. The early goal, their typical, 1-0, 2-0, it doesn't really go beyond 2-0. So the fact that they made it to the penalty shootout and it's 1-1, you're thinking, this is gonna be their day. And obviously they're still running off the buzz and adrenaline from winning the Premier League in the way that they did. And yeah, obviously Eze takes his penalty. I feel for him. So much. He does this, sideways run out, stutters, and then one step past the post, and I'm laughing my head off. But I feel for Eze. I actually feel for him because obviously and he's been doing well, and let it all work out. Didn't fall for Spurs. I feel for him. I do feel for him, but David Raya, I knew he was going to save at least one penalty here. He's such a good keeper, and it's he ends up saving this penalty, and he went to the left hand side. David Raya saved it, and Arsenal are back in it. It's a clean slate again. They're back in it. They score more pens, and it falls to keep going. If Livingston's PSG, if not, the whole is going to be upset if Arsenal wins. So yeah, if you had asked me who would I have wanted to miss the penalty, I would have given you 3 names: Kai Havertz, Gabriel, and Noni Madueke, right? Obviously, as a Chelsea fan, I'm biased. I'd love to see Noni miss a penalty just because, Club World Cup final, he leaves us to go to Arsenal. And yeah, whatever, history's history now. But yeah, it was Gabriel And he must have been thinking he's taking a goal kick or something, because he just skies it over the crossbar, not even on target. I don't know why he was trying to go top corner. Just started running the other side of the keeper. But yeah, he skies it, and justice is served, right? Justice is served because Arsenal, when it came to that Kai Havertz's goal, it came off Trossard's arm. You know, PSG, they would have told you they should have had a penalty from when Saka tried to clear it away after the corner. It ricocheted off his arm twice, I believe. So, you know, if you watch the way that Arsenal have been playing all season, haram ball, set piece FC, you know, the way that they're screaming for these penalties, and you saw Declan Rice and Arteta getting for screaming, you know, at the officials saying it was a penalty, even though it was soft as butter. Do you know what I mean? So justice is served. Gabriel, the one who was hacking everybody in corners and just committing this terrible football behaviour, he was the one that missed the penalty. Still the only club in London with a Champions League trophy. And I think in terms of the Premier League, it remains as 6 teams with it. Villa, Aston, Forest, Villa, United, City, Liverpool, and obviously Chelsea. I think I'm right in saying that, but yeah. Playing devil's advocate, you know, this is controversial, but Arsenal winning the Premier League, right? Nobody wanted it to happen, but it was always bound to happen. It was all the time, creeping closer every single time. It was always bound to happen. And in terms of the morale in London, I think it does pretty well. I think it does pretty well for the morale. And obviously, we've got the World Cup coming, but no one's going to carry over. Had they won the Champions League, then would have just relaxed. Do you know what I mean? But Arsenal fans are just so unbearable. They just can't even root for them as a neutral. You just can't. So yeah, justice was definitely served, and humanity was restored. So thank you, PSG. Although obviously we could have had Enrique had it not been for our directors just running off. And it was the only team in the Premier League recently to have been PSG, now obviously the World Cup. And I'm surprised no team, even ourselves, when we faced them wanted to copy our template, our format, you know? We absolutely shut PSG down in that Club World Cup, and nobody wanted to copy the tactics, but, you know, victory. It's, I actually placed a few bets, to be fair. I thought it would also PSG one, which is bigger. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Welcome to the channel as well, by the way. This is going to be all things football, pretty much. But yeah, Chelsea is the home club. Anyways, stay tuned more for World Cup content, but also transfer news as well. There's going to be many more videos being made.